All right. I think this may be the last video, the last stream. I think I can get this done in about 20 minutes. That's my goal. So, and then I'm going to attempt at one point to edit all of this together and make just a quick video of what we did here. I let the basing material, the texture paint to dry overnight. I scraped off some of the black on the edges there, or off the edges of the black base. I'm going to, where's my dashboard? I'm going to, why is this not showing up? There we go. And yesterday, I apologize. I missed some chat messages, or one message, because I had the stream chat minimized on my phone, and I need to figure out a way to look over there, that way, where the actual camera is. So I couple little upgrades here. I got a new stand for this camera that finally came in, so it's a little easier. You see some of the lights now. Hopefully I can work on getting the palette looking a little better. But yeah, it's going to be pretty straightforward today. In looking at some of this, I think I want to fix a couple things. What I was doing, I'm pretty happy with everything. I want to maybe add just a little bit more of a highlight to the purple armor. It reads as from when I look at it from a distance, it just reads really flat to me. I want to go back in and highlight some of this gold again after we did the wash. I want to put a little spot highlight on here and gloss that. And I would like to paint that base. So that's what I'm going to start with. I'm going to start by, because that way we have some time for that to dry. Start by basing that with Dawnstone, which is just basically kind of a middle gray. Any color, excuse me, any gray would work, but this just seems to be run the middle of the grays, which for me is a great starting point. And I'm trying to keep all of the heroes from the set, from the Hero Quest set. And the monsters and everything on there, I'm doing all the bases the same. So this is what I started with. This is what I'm going to end with. So just going to add this everywhere. Even over the little rocks that I put in. I'm going to start just kind of around his lovely bird feet. Get in there. Trying to avoid his claws. Which, easier said than done for that. I'm just going to quick go around and get all the hard parts done first, so it's easy. Now, one of the questions yesterday is, what am I going to paint next? I mentioned it before. I got to get this King Kong done for myself. I have some Blood Bear, some Forge World resin figures, and then while I build and sand and glue that stuff together and pin it and see how it goes. Because maybe there might be a lot of people that just aren't used to building resin figures or working on some of those small things. But yeah, that's the goal, I think. And I might even do that tomorrow during the day. And the video will just be up so anyone can watch it. So I'm going to base this with Dawnstone, and then the wash is going to be Agrax Earth Shade. I've kind of stayed away. I haven't used any of my secret weapon washes at all for this. Because again, I'm trying to keep everything similar with the ones that I've finished and the ones that I'm going to have to do in the future. So I'm sticking with what I started as far as base goes. bases go. And the gray of the texture paint kind of helps, so you can kind of just skip around and you don't have to get a full coverage on everything. It'll help break up and not look the same everywhere as well. And there we go. Almost there. I didn't really worry about getting it mixed in with any other paints that I've been using on the palette. At this point, it doesn't really matter. Those are all kind of, they're damp. I don't know. The new wet palette. Still not sure if I'm there. Can't sing the praises of it just yet. It looked cool in the beginning, but it's starting to worry me. Okay. That looks like I got it as much as everywhere as I want. Okay. So, just real fast, I'm going to hair dry that. This way I can throw a wash on it while we work on some other stuff. Okay, I'm going to let that sit a couple seconds before I do anything else. I want to go back. Ooh, that slid. That's because there's nothing there bracing it anymore. I'm going to go back and just throw a little bit of a few highlights back in on the staff that seem to have gotten lost. So with some silver. And I hope it's still good. Yep, it still is. So that was yesterday. Still pretty good. Just kind of hitting those spots. For a brief. Yeah. I think that's okay. I'm going to stay with that. That's all I needed to do. Now, I said I wanted to put a spot highlight in there. And the way this paint kind of separated overnight, the yellow came to the top, and the green kind of stayed to the bottom. So I'm just dipping my brush into that. And I'm going to just put a little bit on the top edge. I mean top. By the part that's, you know, that would be up. And leave it alone for a bit. I really like the way the staff turned out. On camera it looks a little much, but in person it's pretty subtle. I like it. Gonna get a little white. Just a little bit of a white. And tap that in the center. Let it kind of mix in. Yep, gonna leave that. Okay. Getting excited. We're almost done. When I am done, I will put, I'm going to take some really nice, like, not really nice, but better pictures and throw them up on Instagram. And again, it's Jenna Cyber on Instagram. If you haven't followed me, check that out. Nah, I don't want to use my big wash brush because I don't want to get any on his feet. And so just gonna dip straight out of the pot, straight out of the bottle, some Agrax Earthshade, gonna get around his feet. Let it soak in there. And the way I've been doing this is I go back and just dry brush, then with the Dawnstone, and then spot pick out some rocks with some other washes and things, but it's pretty much how I've been staying. Keeping it easy. If you can get in there. I'm dreading this going back to working on this purple. It's a weird color to try and make look right, especially that value of it. Like it's not a dark purple, it's kind of a very garish, elegant purple, royal, if you would. I don't know. So yeah, it's gonna be a short video today, hopefully. Just gonna let that stuff sit. Let's see. Come on, camera. Why are you not focusing? Whew, almost dropped it. What happened to autofocus? There you are. Okay, so I'm just gonna let that sit. And purple. I'm just gonna take some water and go back and kind of activate what's here on my palette. Over here there is some, well, let me grab some of this. Let me get some Deepkin Flesh on there just so I have it. This is a nice, right here, it's kind of hard to see. Man, this light cannot get a good way to do this. There's a nice lump of like kind of fresh purple paint there, and I'm just gonna keep picking out. That looks about right. I'm gonna grab some of that glazing medium. Just put, you might not even see where I put it. I'm gonna put it right there instead of using water. Now, just mix a little bit into there. Keep it a little transparent. A little more. All right, now I just want a little bit on my brush. And I'm gonna attempt to really be subtle on this and just pick out some, yeah, some of those very top edges. Yep, just like that. I think that helps. Gonna hit. I don't know if you can see. Nope, that thing's in the way. I'm just hitting like barely where light would maybe come in. That needs to be blended out a little bit. Okay. Go back to, let's see, get a little here. Drag it up. And then maybe a little in there. And a little in here. Yep. Again, same thing. Kind of putting it for a final highlight. That looks a bit strange. It's probably impossible to see on camera, but there's like a weird lump in there. Just getting some regular purple. Okay. Back to that really thin. Just kind of leaving it in there. It's kind of hard to keep when it's that thin. It's kind of hard. Just kind of pushing it around. Hopefully that when it dries the right way. Just hitting there. Yeah, I think that helped quite a bit. It may be impossible to put this on there, but just taking a damp brush and kind of blending it out. Back up. Yeah, I'm gonna let that dry. Okay. Now, normally I would have put a spray, like at some point would have sprayed it to seal it up, but I didn't. And the last few I haven't. I don't plan. I'm gonna play with these eventually, but I'm gonna do my best not to touch the miniature part. But I'm sure it'll gum it up a bit. I don't want to spray now that some of those metallics are done, and I want to leave that alone. So I'm not gonna spray it, not gonna seal it. I'm gonna kind of leave everything how it is. The only part that looks kind of glossy is right in there, because the way I think some of the gel medium, or not gel medium, but the acrylic matte extender. So I'm just going to take a little bit of Lamia medium and brush it over that spot, because this dries really flat. And I'm just going to brush that over there, and hopefully that knocks down some of that. And same with, I'm going to put some where I was just painting. I kind of it almost looks like I'm gonna need to re-highlight that. So I got that wet, got it damp. Throw a little bit on here. I'll just play with the highlight color, dragging it back down. Well, that's too much. Gonna have to make those other shoulders match. So and his back. Hitting those knees again. A little bit on this thigh spot. I think that's, I'm going to leave it because I have a feeling I'm going to jack it up. I'm going to mess it up and I'll be angry. So, hair dryer. Yeah, the Lamia medium really did take care of that shiny spot. And is in the back cloth there. This face is almost done. And you can feel it. I'm almost there. Let's see. So I'm just going to do a quick dry brush of that Dawnstone, the original bait. Where's my... Seriously? I'm going to do just with a brush like this. Get some of that original Dawnstone, get a piece of paper towel. And let me fold it. Let me be nice. Try and look neat. Just a little bit there so you can kind of see. Everybody knows dry brushing, but if you just happen to be a new person watching this, which I doubt, dry brushing, you're getting most of that paint off that brush. Like that. And then lightly going over to bring out the texture and the highlights. And I'm going to be mixing in a little bit of that, I think, Deepkin Flesh in with this. Get some of those highlights. And then these rocks, I'm going to... There's some bigger rocks in there, the ones I pushed in, and some that were in the base originally. I'm going to try and spot color, spot paint by themselves. So that's the gist of it. So I'm going to get some of the Deepkin Flesh, and I'm just going to mix it right in there on the paper towel. And especially around this spot. A little bit in there. Oops, I hit a claw. No. Oh. Fix that later. Dry brush and just hit that claw. So now I'm just picking out some spots with a very bright highlight. And now I'm gonna grab some, this is Nuln Oil that's left on there. I'm gonna grab some Nuln Oil, so it's a black wash, whatever. I'm gonna mix a little bit of more black into that. And I'm just gonna kind of go over and wash in somewhere some deeper shadows should be. down some rocks. And I'm gonna do some, nope, where is it? Some Drakenhof Nightshade, which is a blue wash. I'm just gonna go over just a couple little spots with it. Some of those rocks, add that in. Kind of blend it around those areas. I'm starting to wonder if I should have kept it this simple and maybe put, like, I don't know, some other terrain detail in there, but might be all right. And I need, just gonna throw some, where is it? Some ivory. Some Vallejo ivory down to mix with some Dawnstone. It's just looking too muddy for me. I should go back upstairs and grab one of the other ones because it's been a while since I've looked at them. But I'm just mixing in. So with that, I'm just gonna pick out some highlights on some of these rocks. And I think that'll do it. We can get it right there. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna come back later and see after a couple days. Usually that's what I'll do. I'll paint something, I'll let it sit over here for a couple days and see if I like it, and then see if there's anything that needs to be fixed before I officially call it done. But all right, gloss. If I have another bottle, it's prettier looking to show you. So this gloss I use to make it clear when I need to do some spot glossing or stuff. So I'm just gonna take the same brush I've been using straight out of the bottle. A lot of people use Future Floor Wax, other things, but I'm just sticking back to this. And I'm going to gloss this orb, or whatever we decided it was. The stuff does best when you do a couple coats of it. So just do one. Let it dry a bit. The other side I'm not too worried about because it's in shadow. So I'm just going to hit a couple times and leave it. There we go. That's done. You can see that. Let me get rid of this white. I think it's thrown off the camera. Yep. Why not? In his mouth. I use my good brush for this, but so I'm just going to get a little, so there's a little drop on there. That's too much. I'm just going to tap it on each eye. and then on his tongue. I think I got too much there, so with a damp brush, I'm just going to go under a little bit. And I'm adding a little Drakenhof Nightshade, Drakenhof, around that eye there. It's a tiny bit. Come on, camera. All right. Then I'm going to go back with a damp brush and just kind of erase some of it. Some got on his cheek there. I don't know why it's having trouble today. It's doing a little, bring back some of that cheekbone highlight. Nope. Don't like it. I gotta get Deepkin Flush. Best way to get that to work. Keep losing that color. That's a nice color. Put a little bit of water on it. All right, there. Why I keep the ears a bit much. There. Okay. And just add this knuckle. Looks like some purple got down in there, which I don't want. And that's it. All right. I'm just going to take some of that that black is so watery. Just going to take some black. Some black. I think I should put some Velcro on the bottom to keep that from sliding. And I'm going to pop this out of here and do the final thing for now. Like I said, I'm going to let it sit for a couple days and then come back to it, maybe. But I'll get some pictures up, and I'm just going to paint the base. Always a satisfying moment, signifying that you might be finished or close to being done. I don't want to touch that orb just yet, just in case. Boom. Let's hit it with a hairdryer so I can pick it up. Shoulder, not entirely happy with. Can't hit that for a second. I might have to go back and look at see the black I used for the bases so that they match, but I think I used that one. Like I said, that shoulder is not perfect. So I'm going to get a little more of the original purple. Kind of drag it up. Probably should not have messed with this, because now it'll be driving me nuts. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it. Let me get just a little bit. And there we go. I think I'm gonna leave it for now. Yeah, that's super glossy. I don't think I did use that before. Nope. Let me get some Abaddon Black instead and go over that. I think this dries just a little flatter than the Vallejo Black. I used to think Vallejo Black dried really flat, but it doesn't. All right. So let's clean this up and want to thank anybody who stuck with it and watched a lot of these. Thanks. First one that I've done, I think, miniature-wise on here, full, all the way through. And thank you. If you go back and watch any of them, thank you. Hope you learned something. I might hit that with some dull coat or something. But yeah, I think this thing turned out pretty nice. Look for some pictures on Instagram, maybe later tonight. Some like well done pictures. And again, thank you. I hope you'd start doing some of your own, or just keep following along. Share the channel. Go to YouTube, give me a like, or on Twitch, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Take care. I'll talk to you later.